Alright, welcome everyone to this fifth leg of the World Tour. And we are currently at Crescent Lake, Oregon, 5 Sierra 2. Going to be flying down toward Medford, Oregon today. And there are a lot of wildfires in the area. Let me pull up the sectional chart for you all, courtesy of Sky Vector. And as you can see here, we have quite a few TFRs. We're starting right up here. At Crescent Lake State at 4,810 feet above sea level, and we'll be starting out down to the south. We'll do a little bit of sightseeing at Crater Lake. We're going to fly over Prospect State, and then right now they are reporting, I think you can see this on your screens, quarter-mile visibility at Medford. Runway 14, 3,500 foot visibility with smoke. So the wildfires are running rampant in Oregon. Definitely thoughts and prayers with all the people there in that area. But we're going to see how well the simulator here is modeling that weather today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's hop into the airplane and get ready to go and head down toward Medford. Alright, we're here. Looks like we have a full tank of fuel, just the pilot on board, myself, and that's looking good. We're going to need the fuel in case we can't land at Medford due to the poor visibility. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a checklist and we'll get this plane started. So we'll start with our pre-flight inspection in the cockpit. Aircraft documents are checked, parking brake. There we go. Set ignition off. Avionics switch bus 1, bus 2 off. Battery switch on. Fuel quantity indicators are checked. Low fuel left and right is off. Avionics switch bus 1 and 2 on. Avionics cooling fan audible. Avionics switches off. Stack pressure alt source valve is off. Annunciator panel test. Fuel selector both. Fuel shutoff valve open. Flaps down. Pitot heat on, check working. We're going to wait just a second, let the flaps get down here. Alright, pitot heat on, check working. We're looking for that amp bump. There we go, we got it. And I'll turn it off. Pitot heat off, battery switch off. Elevator trim neutral. Pre-flight inspection cockpit complete. Before starting engine check, pre-flight inspection. Let's go outside and just take a look at the aircraft environment here. Yeah, we should be able to turn out to the left or the right and be taking off. Can't really see the windsock from here, but it's hidden in the trees. We'll probably just take off on runway 31 here. Make left traffic departure out of the area. No one flying around either. Okay, pre-flight inspection complete. Seats, belts adjusted, locked. Electrical equipment off. Avionics switch bus 1 and bus 2 are off. Fuel selector both. Fuel shutoff valve open. Before starting engine check complete. Starting engine check. Throttle open 1/4 inch. Mixture idle cutoff. Propeller area clear. Clear prop. Those guys would get out of the way, you would hope. Battery switch on. Beacon on. Mixture rich. Auxiliary fuel pump on 3 to 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Mixture lean. And we have the brakes on and ignition to start. And adjust the throttle to 1,000 RPM. Starting engine check complete. After starting engine check, throttle adjust to 1,000 RPM. Oil pressure checked. Alternator on. Alternator indicator off. And the annunciator ammeter checked. It's charging the batteries. Avionics switch bus 1, bus 2 on. Radios on. Transponder to standby. Flaps up. Heading indicator set. magnetic compass is showing 035, and that's what we're showing on the heading indicator. Altimeter, let's see here. I don't believe we do not have any weather reporting here at Prospect State. So what I'll do, I'll pull up the Sky Vector sectional chart, and let me transition that over so you all can see it. Pattern or the airport elevation at Crescent Lake, 4,810 feet. So let's see if we can so we'll set the altimeter until that's what's showing here. So 4,810. There we go. So about 3010. Altimeter set, attitude indicator set, starting engine check complete, taxi check. We'll get the taxi light on, landing light, strobe on when we turn around here. Go ahead and turn the nav lights on. Park and brake will release. We'll check the brakes, rudder, turn coordinator, and heading indicator in our turnout along with the compass. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll turn around here. I'm going to turn out to the right so we can stay away from the people. And we already have our route loaded up, headed from Crescent Lake down toward Prospect State, and then probably be transitioning to an IFR flight plan. Alright, I'm going to turn off the park and brake, and let's go ahead and turn out here so we can get a more run up done. Alright, there's no one behind us, so we shouldn't be blasting anyone here. I'm going to lean the mixture just a bit since we are at almost 5,000 feet. And let's do the run-up check. Everything looked good on the taxi checks. Run-up check, park and brake set. Pilot passenger seat backs most upright position. Seats, belts checked secure. Flight controls. Let's check that those are free and correct. Yeah, they feel good, look good, and we're ready to roll. Okay, flight controls free and correct. Flight instruments, I'll set this to runway heading for now. It's going to be runway 31, and we'll be cruising at an altitude of approximately 6,500 feet today, give or take. We'll be Vfr most of the way. Fuel quantity indicators checked. Mixture rich, fuel selector both, autopilot engage, flight controls move against the autopilot. There we go. Autopilot off, throttle set to 1800 RPM. Okay, and mag check. Checking their left. And then back to the rear, both, and right mag, back to both. We were within 150 RPM and no more than a 50 RPM difference between the two. Let's check the vacuum gauge, oil pressure, oil temperature, everything's in the green. And back to idle. We'll check idle, make sure it's idling 600 to 650 RPM. Yep, pretty close. Throttle adjust to 1,000. Run up check complete. Before takeoff check, radios set. Go ahead and make sure we're tuned here to traffic. Good, we'll be departing to the south.
5 Sierra 2 traffic Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha is clear of the runway.
Didn't mean to do that, but anyways, avionics set, nav GPS switch, we're going to set that to GPS. Transponder on, out. Autopilot's off. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Flaps 0 degrees. Cabin windows closed locked. Park and brake release Takeoff will be at flaps 0, looking for at least 2300 RPM, and we'll be rotating at 55 knots, climbing out at 70 knots. Alright, I want to go ahead and announce our takeoff departing to the south.
5 Sierra 2 traffic Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha taking off runway 13 departure to the south.
Alright, don't hear anybody, don't see anybody. Here we go. And we're lined up, runways verified 31. Full throttle. Just missing the green, airspeed is alive. $55 knots, rotate. What a beautiful view we have here. Go ahead and we'll make left traffic to depart the pattern here at Crescent Lake. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get the live weather rolling here. I turned live weather on, showing it clear out here at Crescent Lake, so maybe that's because we don't have any weather stations. Maybe it's part of that live weather bug that they're addressing in the next patch with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Just have to see here. Wonder if should be live weather. So we'll see. It's supposed to be pretty bad down in Medford. Alright, we're going to climb up to 6,500 feet for our initial altitude. And Crescent Lake is right here off our right side. And we just want to kind of follow down to this southern corner of the lake. And start making our track down toward Prospect State. And find Crater Lake along the way. Should be pretty cool. beautiful part of Oregon we're in. If any of you are able to catch the leg down here to Crescent Lake, I mean, we saw all sorts of beautiful sights from Mount Hood to Mount Washington, which had blown itself apart at some point, to the Three Sisters. Just quite a few beautiful sights. A lot's happened since that leg. A lot of wildfires are now active in the state of Oregon, and we are flying right into the heart of it on this leg, going into Medford. So I'm anticipating we're going to have to pick up an IFR clearance later on if the visibility is still down at a quarter mile with smoke. And we will attempt the ILS. Maybe the visibility will be up to a half mile at that point, and we have an alternate if needed that I've planned with our fuel reserves all the way down south in California. It's a small airport that is called Siskiyou County. So if we need to go down there, we will. But for now, nice weather up here at Crescent Lake. So we'll enjoy the views, we'll enjoy the lack of fire while we can. I'm going to pick up VFR flight following now with Seattle Center.
Seattle Center, Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha is type Cessna Skyhawk 6 miles southwest of 5 Sierra 2. Request flight following. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, Seattle Center. Squawk 7627. Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha radar contact 7 miles southwest of 5 Sierra 2, 6,500 feet. Altimeter tree 0.06. Copy Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha. Generic 1 Delta Charlie descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to climb us up a bit since we're going to have to get around this mountain.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Generic 1 Delta Charlie.
Some little mountain lakes. Yeah, Oregon is just absolutely a stunning state to fly through. Been very impressed by the scenery so far.
Generic 1 Delta Charlie, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Generic 1 Delta Charlie.
Alright. So I'll bring up our SkyVector VFR sectional charts here. You can see right now we're just flying around some of these peaks that are up at around 7,000, 7,500 feet. Up on Mount Thielsen here in a bit, which goes all the way up to 9,182 feet. But we'll look for Diamond Lake. That'll be our next big VFR checkpoint here, along with Mount Thielsen. And Crater Lake should be just to the south. believe I see Diamond Lake off the nose now. And I'm going to take us back down to 6,500 for a bit. Wow, there's a really cool little mountain lake to try to fly into. Look at this one. Kind of socked in with the trees and the mountain there. Be a challenge to get in and out of. Some sort of a, there's something down there. I'm not sure what that is. A little peak. Yeah, that's definitely Mount. We have got to have Mount Thielsen down here to the south. There's some taller peaks up ahead. Yep, so from Diamond Lake, we'll be just on the north side of the Crater Lake National Park. So really, it should be down in this area. I'm kind of pointing out with my mouse here, Mount Scott down there on the southwestern corner of the Crater Lake. We'll have to see. Never been here in a simulator or real life. Definitely a beautiful area. Let's check out the Vfr map for flight sim. So yeah, it has our route in there. You can see Prospect State, and we have Sammy, which is one of the initial approach fixes for the ILS to runway 14 at Medford, that was why I added it. So we'd be pretty much set up, ready to go if we need to transition to an IFR flight plan. If this live weather will work in the game. I'm not convinced that it's working yet. So just not convinced. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like the edge of Crater Lake is up at 6,500 feet, and the surface is at 6,100 feet. So we are going to have to just go ahead and, I think, climb. We're on kind of an easterly track at the moment, so I'll keep this at about 7,500. Should be a decent VFR cruising altitude for our current trajectory, and then we'll climb up for the leg toward Prospect State to 8,500 as we head west again. We'll go ahead and turn off our landing lights, taxi light. Here's Diamond Lake off our right side, the town of Diamond Lake. Should be just below us, I believe. Let's go ahead and get us a view of the town of Diamond Lake. We'll do a steep turn. Haven't done a steep turn yet in the Cessna 172, so well, let's give it a try. So here we go. There's maybe part of the town down there. There's the road. Yeah, there's the town of Diamond Lake. Okay, cool. And the little marina. So there we go. And this road right off our nose heading south should take us straight to Crater Lake. So we'll just follow that all the way down there. And off to our right there we have another mountain. So Diamond Lake is looks like a beautiful place to do some boating. And if anyone watching wants to join in, I do have this on all players on my multiplayer settings, so feel free to jump in. I'm Kron321, it's my Xbox gamer tag, so you should see me flying pretty close to Crater Lake in Oregon, just south of 5 Sierra 2. Crescent Lake.
Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha, contact Seattle Center on 127.6. 127.6 Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha.
One, 2.7.6. All right, here we go. Almost did the pilot edge. Almost used pilot edge for this flight, but I think I'm gonna wait maybe till the next one. All right.
Seattle Center, Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, 7,500 feet. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, Seattle Center, continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.07.
All right, 30.07 on the altimeter is set. So yeah, Crater Lake up ahead. It looks pretty neat. Must have been quite an explosion or quite a bit of volcanic activity to create something that massive. Wow. Really looking forward to flying over it here in just a few minutes. kind of a dry bare patch up ahead. Not sure what that's all about. There's a tractor trailer heading down toward Crater Lake. And yeah, very dry area. Tell them what the deal is there. I think we'll fly into Crater Lake by just continuing on this current track, and then we'll fly out on the southwest corner and continue on toward Prospect State. Here it comes, Crater Lake. Now we are in the national park area, so it requests that you fly 2,000 feet above the ground, but we're in a simulator. We're just gonna fly down low and enjoy the scenery. Alright, let me use the mouse here to look at some of this incredible topography. So extremely mountainous around the lake. Maybe that's what's left of some of the volcanic area. I don't know. I've never been to this area, so if any of you all know more about Crater Lake and can chime in about some of what we're looking at, by all means, type in. But pretty incredible looking area. Also at relatively high altitude. See if I can get a cool shot of the plane.
Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha contact Seattle Center on 124.85. Going to 124.85 Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha. Seattle Center, Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, 7,600 feet. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, Seattle Center, continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.07.
Let's see if we can look down in there.
Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha contact Seattle Center on 127.6. Going to 127.6 Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha.
Wow, this is a pretty cool area. Alright, we'll get kind of back on track toward Prospect State, so we need to head kind of more to the west now. And I'm guessing maybe this is one of the facilities at the national park. Maybe it's a hotel, a lodge area. There's probably a visitor center up here somewhere. I see a lot of parking, so people will probably be getting a little bit nervous. Probably some park rangers getting pretty angry at me. But yep, there it is, Crater Lake National Park in Oregon. Alright, we'll continue on now toward Prospect State and then Medford. And we'll climb on up to 8,500 feet now. Yeah, I'm just setting the OBS to that direct track we have on our GPS of 191, just so we keep things kind of clean. Now that I'm anticipating transitioning back toward instruments a little bit more, so depending on what happens with our live weather. So far it's been keeping us pretty clear. I have the aircraft trimmed really well for straight and level flight, so I need to trim it so I can climb, because whenever I start looking around, it levels right back off. Definitely just kind of in VFR mode here, in VMC mode, enjoying all the weather and sights. Oh hey Smokey, Cron 321, so CROHN 321. That's my gamer tag. So right now I'm just about 11 miles to the northeast of Prospect State, which is 6-4 Sierra. So I'll be flying over there here in just about 4 minutes according to my GPS. So we'll just speed up here. There's my the VFR map here on the simulator. If you're, whoa, they got really big. So see, I'm approaching 6-4 Sierra. And the lake off our nose there, that's just beyond Prospect State. I'm just gonna turn on the autopilot for a bit. And we'll make sure it's working pretty well. I'm kind of hoping that the weather is just not showing up with the low visibility because of being in the middle of the wilderness here and not having a lot of weather stations reporting, but like I say, it could be the bug that was reported. And there's the Prospect Lake Airport down below us, and Lost Creek Lake just beyond. I lost my internet connection for a bit, so it's kind of weird. Well, the good news is, even though I lost internet connection, this thing did not crash. And The sim kept running. Kind of just see if I can pick up the ATIS at Medford right now. 127.25 is the ATIS frequency, so let's see if we can pick that up. Turn this on the nav mode here. See if we can pick it up yet.
Medford Airport information, Whiskey 2300 Zulu. Wind 094 at 4. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,200 feet, few clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 12,400 feet. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 10. Altimeter tree 0.07. ILS runway 14 in use. Landing and departing runway 14. Vfr aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Whiskey.
Alright, sounds
Medford
like
Airport information, Whiskey 2300 Zulu. Wind 094.
still VMC conditions for right now. At Medford we have 3 miles visibility. So give it a go here. So Medford should be down in this area here.
Horizon Air 283 to contact Seattle Center on 121.4. Seattle Center, Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, 8,400 feet. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, Seattle Center, continue to SAMI as planned. Altimeter tree 0.06.
So I think weather's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna fly direct to the airport now. So flight plan. We'll go direct to yeah, we're just gonna cut this off here and just head straight for Medford.
Seattle Center, Skywest tree 448 is at flight level 370, descending 10,000 feet. Skywest tree 448, Seattle Center, continue as planned. Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha, contact Cascade approach on 124.3. 124.3 for Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha. Cascade approach Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha 8,400 feet. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha Cascade approach continue to Sammy as planned. Altimeter tree 0.06.
Well, I'm not going to Sammy anymore. I'm on VFR flight following, so I'm just gonna... Alright, so we're about 19 miles out from the airport. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our charts here for Medford. So here we are. So going into Medford, we'll be coming in from the north. Airport elevation is 1,335 feet. Pattern altitude will be at 2,400 feet. Birds are in the vicinity of the airport, and we already have the weather information. It's VMC for right now. We might be transitioning to an ILS to 1-4. Looks like 8,800 feet of runway. Right-hand turnoff if we land. The FBO is off of Alpha 4, so we'll probably try to roll it to Alpha 4 right turn, and then left on Alpha, right Bravo 3, and Bravo 3 into the ramp. Go kind of toward the control tower and over there to the FBO. Highest obstacle in the area. There's a mountain at 4,463 feet to the west of the localizer course on the ILS, which we are not planning at this moment. If we do have to go this, we'll go back around in the pattern, left traffic, back to runway 14. So that's the plan for now. And the valley's up ahead with Medford. And it looks like the weather's just staying pretty constant. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try to set the weather to a preset, clear skies. And I'm going to go back to live weather and see what happens. Nothing, so. Oh well, I guess we'll have to wait till the next patch. We'll get live weather working maybe. Unless you guys have another idea of something I can do. But so, another thing, Medford is a Class Delta airport, so we just have to have two-way radio communication with them before we enter the Class Delta airspace. And right now I'm flying through the fire area, but obviously the fires are out in the simulator. But real life, we would not be flying through this area. TFR right in this area here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and cancel flight following and get in touch with Medford Tower.
Cascade approach Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha, cancel flight following. Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha, Cascade approach cancellation received. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Cascade departure at flight 1909 is climbing through 2,000 feet for 10,000 feet. At flight 1909 Cascade departure continue as planned. Altimeter 30.06. Medford Tower Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha is 11 miles northeast with whiskey to land. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha Medford Tower. Make right base runway 14. Altimeter 30.06 wind 09 tree at 4. Fly right base runway 14 Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha.
Alright. So we'll be landing runway 14. And he wants us on our right base. This would be more of a left base. A little tricky to do a right base from here, but alright, we need to start getting down to pattern altitude, which is 2,400. So let's go. Alright, descent check. Mixture adjust, altimeter setting is checked to 3006. Altimeters checked. Nav GPS switch set, fuel selector both. Flaps are up. Descent check complete. And I did see some traffic, which they're right over there about 11 o'clock now. Looks like they're departing out to the south and east, which is good. Alright, I have the airport in sight. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the autopilot. I'm going to pull up.
Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha cleared to land runway 14. Wind 087 at 4. Cleared to land runway 14 Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha.
Alright, we're clear to land unless the weather's going to change mightily as we come in. I'm not expecting anything crazy. It's just beautiful VMC conditions on here, so sorry we're not going to get to see the crazy visibility because of the smoke, but I think that's something maybe they're fixing with that patch. Alright, I'll start slowing us down a bit now. We are 2,400, pattern altitude. Going back to flight idle. Wow, what a beautiful approach into this airport. It's such beautiful scenery. Alright, here come, there's the white arc. Start lowering the flaps. And we'll descend down, get on our 3-degree glide slope for the runway. And let's go ahead and do the landing checklist. For landing check, pilot and passenger seats moved upright, seatbelt secured, locked, fuel selector both mixture rich, taxi landing lights on, autopilot off. Flaps down, final approach speed 60 to 70, and the rest of it's just landing procedure and technique. So, my 1-4 is in sight, on speed, stable. And we'll take the second right as briefed.
Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha, exit runway when able. Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha, contact ground on 121.8. 121.8 for Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha. Medford ground, Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, request taxi to parking. Cessna November 215 Romeo Alpha, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha.
I think they want us to go this way to the right.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha, Cessna 5 Romeo Alpha.
Alright, we'll do it. Alright, let's get the flaps up. Go ahead and get the landing light and the strobes off. Get the trim set back to neutral. And here we are at the general aviation parking, so. Oh, looks like we have Citation jet here. Very cool. Alright, I'm going to pull it in right here next to the Cessna. Pull just a bit more. I think we'll be good. Alright. Set our parking brake and shut this thing down. Alright, after landing check, flaps up, landing light off, taxi light off, strobe off, elevator trim, reset to neutral, transponder standby, parking check, parking brake set, transponder off, avionics switch off, engine idle, Magneto's cutoff test, make sure I'll cut off, parking check complete, securing check, ignition off, landing light off, and get the beacon off there. Landing light off, taxi light off, nav lights off, alternator off, battery switch off, fuel selector left or right. And I'm going to go ahead and get the fuel valve closed. Securing check complete, and welcome to Medford, Oregon. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel VRF Simmer or the Facebook page here if you want to get the latest updates when we're doing the next flight. Next we'll be heading down south toward Mount Shasta in California. Be another short flight under an hour. Hope to have you join along. Until then, VRF Simmer signing out. Look forward to seeing you again in the air soon. Bye-bye.